copy now. Goes, keep it up.
Hello everybody and welcome to Slipstream League Racing, yet another action here in Tier 2 tonight as we're heading to Las Vegas, baby. And tonight we're gonna be commenting on this event. Here I am CM Punk, joined by...
Babulas, glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you as well. And tonight we're gonna see who's gonna come out on top here in the US freaking A, with Luke GDI, the championship leader, trying to pull apart from the rivals in Drivers' Championship, and his team AlphaTauri trying to get away in the Constructors' Championship battle, as Luke is leading by over 5.5 points over Christian, who is in second place. Those are the two championship main contenders, with the rest of the grid being a bit behind, but it's still game on for anybody who has a chance to fight for the title. In the Constructors' Championship, we still have fight between AlphaTauri and the Alpine, while Red Bull are still with Ferrari trying to keep up with the rest of the field in the top. We're going to see how it's going to look like after Vegas, and this is going to be an interesting track for sure, because we have a lot of surprises possibly coming up. The new track debuting on the calendar, both here and in real life. So this is definitely going to bring a lot of commotion into the scene. We're going to see who's going to make the most of this track, because this does not apply to the championship leader. Maybe he's not going to read the track too much, and maybe he's not going to do it the best way possible. So this is definitely a chance for some guys from the midfield or the bottom of the scoreboard to get their 5 minutes in the sun. As we're about to head out for the qualifying session, we're joined by 17 drivers today.
I have to say that the top 5 qualifiers yesterday did not finish.
Ooh, so yeah, that also
that says a lot.
Part. Yeah.
Let's go back to the track and keep that in mind. We had 4 safety cars, 2 of them virtual, but safety cars nevertheless. And let's see what will happen today. I'm expecting a lot of carnage.
Yeah, and you would have to be surprised, because when you look at the track layout, it doesn't look too tricky or risky like in Monaco. It looks like a huge pig flip that's upside down. There are a lot of straights, and the only dangerous spot should be the pit exit. But then again, as you said, we have a lot of carnage, so that is quite interesting, because when you look at the track itself, you would say it would be a boring race, but maybe it won't be actually. Maybe we're gonna have a lot of action just like we got it yesterday, so we'll have to wait to find out. First drivers heading onto the track to get their...
He's trying to go as fast as possible.
Yeah, Vinny is definitely in a hurry right now, so we're gonna see where's he gonna go. So I'm trying to get the most... Oh, Vinny had a bit of slip up. Yeah, I just saw that.
That corner is gonna destroy a lot of cars today, I think.
Yeah, as he's just about to enter the corner. Yeah, Vinny is just coming out of the pig's nose. That's what I'm going to call this corner from now on. Ooh. Oh, another slippery corner from him. And you have to wonder, is that lots of grip is actually due to the fact that they're focusing more on the down the main straight speed rather than the grip on the car, because of course the main straight speed is just the most important part of this race, but then you have to lose a bit of the grip. So maybe that's what they're trying to do, basically improve the speed on the straight.
But there is a little bit of problem. Let's ride with him to see the track from the inside.
Yeah, we can see now that the track is pretty narrow. I mean, of course, in the straight,
the problem is you have a long straight, but if you don't have the grip to stay close to the other guy in front of you, and you lose the back end of your car, then you have problems. You won't be able to overtake. Look at Vinny. He's struggling.
Yeah, and that sector 1 is a bit tight in those first corners, so this is definitely going to be the place to look out for, because if there's going to be anything going on, most likely this is the place to look out for, sector 1, because sector 2 and 3 are just 2 very long straights, but sector 1, this is where the action is going to unfold most likely. Yeah, so Ria Diamakovic has retired from this section, but I don't see him crashing out on the track, so this must be due to him retiring, probably due to a penalty, or perhaps his own choice. We're going to later find out about this one. For now, we're trying to see what Vinny's going to pull off. Do you remember what time was yesterday for pole position? How much is it? About something?
138.
Okay, so 138 was the estimate. Yeah, something about this time. So we're gonna see how will today's drivers in Tier 2 compare to yesterday of Tier 3, and we're still gonna wait for tomorrow's Tier 1. So as usually, 3 tiers, 3 days in 1 week.
Really has a low downforce. He went 351.
Yeah, I mean you have to at this point. You have to because this track is just basically a home for the cars that love the straight speed. So if you don't have enough straight speed, you're not gonna make it big here in this track. So we're gonna see what Vinny can pull off. 133. Are you sure yesterday Paul was 138? Because that would be too massive of a gap.
I'm an old man. I don't remember everything. Come on.
Yeah, but then again. So yeah. Vinny with 133.2, and we got Gamer topping him already with 131, so it's over 2 seconds of improvement from Gamer. We have Matt up in P2, so very close to the leader, and his teammate Huge goes up into P3, Vinny stays in P4, Vasco P5, Papa Dimitriou P6, waiting for other guys to make their times. We got
third place.
Yeah, Michael gets in first place. Crystals goes up into P5 in a Ferrari. Yellow flags in sector 1. That was McLaren. Then goes on the road. Tunari gets the time on the mediums. He's going P5. And that is Nico, who is standing out there. So he must have done a mistake. Now he has to roll back onto the circuit, but it's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. We have Smelto going up into P8 in the meantime, in that Haas. We're still waiting for the rest of the grid to show up with their times on the scoreboard. Vatsels is about to finish. Gurla goes P12 in a Ferrari. Vatsels goes, we still don't have time, but Christian does go pole position for now. Provisional pole position, 131, 396. Sorry, Vatsels goes P13 at the moment. We're still waiting for Dice, who is in the pits, Mali, who is on an outlap, and Meppo is also on an outlap. So for now, it's Christian on provisional pole position. And I notice we don't have Luke here with us tonight, the championship leader. That's going to be interesting for sure.
Who's Mali the puppet puppy? The mallet puppy.
Mali the mallet puppy. This is the guy that has been driving here with us for a couple of races in Alfa Romeo. So yeah, he was looking promising. We're going to see how he's going to do it tonight.
He's on the hot lap, that's why I'm asking. And I haven't seen the name again, that's why...
Yeah, I mean, he's been here with us for a couple of races, so we're gonna see how he's gonna perform here tonight.
Ooh, Aston Martin went wide.
Yeah, that was Dice, who basically did something familiar to Sebastian Vettel in Baku, but it's Las Vegas style, and he's gone off. He's gonna have to get back on the track.
Okay, so we have two bets to ask today. How many safety cars? One question is that, and when does DNF today?
Before I answer, I have to give you info from the chat that the game volume is too loud. So if you can just turn it down a bit, that would be nice, because I do got a feedback from the chat that the game volume is
loud. If you don't hear the engines of the cars, what do you want to hear? Me talking?
Us. They want to hear us, yes.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, why don't you just turn it down a bit?
Gentlemen, sorry I had to hop in. The game volume is just a bit too loud.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tell them. So, yeah, we're about to turn it down, so thanks for the info.
I have so beautiful voice that you want to hear it, okay.
Alright. Good job, guys.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so we're gonna turn this volume down a bit.
Okay. For me, the game is too low right now.
Okay, but I want to hear from the chat. Is it better now? Is it okay? Is the game loud enough? Is it now too down? So we're gonna get this info in a bit. In the meantime, you asked me how many safety cars tonight. I can't really tell you because yesterday, like you said, it was like 3.
4.
I didn't expect any at all before the race, but now you just said there were like 4 safety cars.
So I'm gonna do normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a gamble and say it's gonna be like 1, maybe 2 at most. That's my pick for tonight, but I could be wrong. I don't know. So we're gonna wait.
And about Dice.
And about Dice, is he gonna finish the Grand Prix or what?
Is he gonna finish the race today?
I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean,
Mali
he's known for not finishing those. Yeah, Mali goes P5. Dice is known for not finishing the race, but he's also known for a lot of fans cheering him on to finish the race, so we're gonna see if this is gonna be enough for tonight. Finsick joined the lobby, he's on an outlap in the Williams for now.
And Christian is P1, we missed the...
No, we didn't miss them. I was talking about Christian going pole position for a while, so fortunately we didn't miss that. I'm still waiting to hear from the chat, are we okay with the volume right now, because I don't know if we can talk too much. Because it was too loud. I want to see if it's not too loud right now, if the game volume is okay, so let us know in the chat. As we got 9 minutes left in the qualifying session, Christian on outlap, Gamer in the pits. So we have Luke now already, that's what we missed, because I was talking about Luke not being here, he's now here, he must have joined later on. So we got Luke on P3 at the moment, 0.4 behind Christian, so at almost half a second down to his championship rival. Not the best position for Luke to be in, but we do know that this is a scheme very popular in Tier 2, where Christian does hold on to the provisional pole position for a while, and then at the ending stages of the qualifying session, Luke snatches pole from him, or perhaps just snatches a win in the race. So we're gonna have to watch out for Luke. Can he pull off pole position?
I'm riding with Finsick right now because he's on a hot lap, and I'm going to go with Meepo after that because he's riding mediums.
Yeah, Damien said that the volume was loud on onboard cams. It is always loud, so we can't do too much about this, but yeah. So hopefully we're gonna try to make it work as good as possible. For now, we got 8 minutes left in the qualifying session. We're still waiting.
The game is still loud.
Yeah, basically it's loud when it's like an onboard camera, you know, because you can hear the engine very well. So
okay,
we're gonna...
How about now?
Yeah, we're gonna see in a minute because we're gonna have to wait to find out. Still, we still got that 8 minute section qualifying session with Christian being on outlap, trying to improve. Our gamer on outlap, Luke, is beginning his fast hot lap, so we're gonna see what can Luke pull off in here. Matt is also on a hot lap, just beginning, so let's see what Luke and Matt can pull off. On their second lap, 7.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. McKendry joins the lobby, so we now have a full grid in the qualifying session, 20 drivers, and Dice retires. Was that in the pit lane, or was that on the track? I can see Aston Martin standing on the track. I believe Dice just knocked himself out of this qualifying session, so if you ask me, he's gonna finish the race, I don't know, but he's definitely not gonna finish the qualifying session. In the meantime, Luke finishes first sector on purple, so this is very good for the championship leader, who's trying to fight for pole position against his championship rival Christian. So Luke is looking very strong right now. Sector 2 about to be done. We're gonna see where is this gonna put him at the end of sector 2, because he was improving heavily. This is gonna be enough. Smelter retires from the session as well in a Haas. He also crashed on sector 2. We can see him now on the minimap standing on the side of the sector 2.
But it's not enough to get the pole position.
Yeah, it's not a lap that's gonna put him on pole, you're right, but maybe he's gonna pull out something in the final sector, maybe some good corner exit, maybe something out of the hat for the championship leader as Luke GDI goes across the finish line to pick up front row for now, provisionally 0.159 away from the pole sitter right now, Christian. And now let's switch to our gamer, who is also improving. Not enough for pole, not enough for a front row, but maybe just enough. Matt is improved over our gamer, so he is quicker than his teammates for now. Our gamer is also trying to improve, and he is improving after 2 sectors. So maybe our gamer is gonna win this position back. Maybe he's gonna challenge Luke for the front row. Let's see it. He's P4 at the moment, and after crossing the finish line, our gamer is gonna be P2, and he's inches away from pole position. Wow, look at the difference between gamer and Christian.
Christian made a very fast lap, very fast lap. We have McKendry joining the race, but I don't think he has the time to make a couple of laps. Only one, I think, if he goes out now.
Yeah, he's got 5 minutes, so it's 2 laps at most. So we can see Tunari is actually improving quite heavily, almost 0.5 faster in the previous lap, but it's still P6 for him now. So we're gonna have to wait to see what can Tunari pull off on this lap.
He's slow. He's slow.
Oh, okay. So that was the.
He's over 1 second from his fastest lap.
Okay, so my game just crashed. So I did saw purple sector from Crystals in that Ferrari. It was fastest in sector 2, and I have to wonder, was that just a game glitch again, or is he actually the fastest car in sector 2? And he's entering sector 3. Crystal's improving, maybe this is it. Let's see where's Ferrari driver gonna go. Into the pits he goes, so not time warp staying out.
He blocked the wheels.
Yeah. But I do see Mepo, because he's 0.3 faster, because of course he's going on soft tires now. He was on the mediums doing delta lap times, so he's P9 on mediums. So I have to wonder what he's gonna be like on softs after second sector is about to be done. Let's see what Mepo can pull off in that Alpine, as he's gonna finish the second sector, and he's gonna go over 0.6 faster, and it's a purple second sector. Maybe this is it, maybe. Mepo is gonna join the fight for the top. Let's see where that Alpine driver is gonna go, entering the final sector of this Las Vegas circuit as he goes down onto a final corner. And where is he gonna go? From P9, after finally getting a hot lap on softs, he goes P5, and it's very close to the front runners, so this is a very tight fight for the lead as Christian heads onto the track for the final lap in this qualifying session. The top 3 guys, Gamer, Luke, and Matt, top 2, 3, and 4 are still in the pits. Mepo is gonna come into the pits right now. We do have Mali on an out lap. We have Vatsa is not improving. He invalidated track limits, so his lap is not gonna count. Trying to find somebody who is improving, but not many people's improving right now. So let's give him a couple of more laps to get set, and we're gonna see who's gonna fight for the top. And there's a question: can anybody top Christian in this session?
Let me check something in the audio settings.
Mm-hmm. We have some yellow flags in sector 2, not too much worth mentioning because it's just Christian on his outlap letting through a Ferrari driver. We're trying to see who's gonna improve. For now, most of the guys are on an outlap. I can see Luke about to get ready for his final lap. So is Christian preparing for his final lap in the qualifying session, defending the provisional pole position at the moment. Our gamer is still in the pit, but is now heading onto the track. Luke is on the track on an outlap. Matt is also rolling out of the pit, so this is going to be final lap showdown in the qualifying session like we always have in Tier 2. The qualifying sessions are usually amazing around here, and this is not going to be any different. We're going to see who's going to make the most of this qualifying session. I'm pretty sure Christian is going to be the first man for the top 5 guys to begin his final lap of the qualifying session. He's about to enter the final sector of his outlap, and he's going to start his hot lap in a minute. 2 minutes left in the qualifying session. We still have Christian provisional pole, then Gamer, Luke, Matt, Mepo, that's top 5, then Tugay, Tunari, Mali, Naiko, and Vatsa is in top 10. Down bottom 10 is Finsik, Crystal, Smelto, Vinny, Gurla, Vasco, Papa Dimitriu, and the 3 guys who didn't set the time. So Christian starting his final hot lap of this session. And can you bet your money on Christian? Is he going to improve or not? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, that was very on the edge, but at this point he just have to go on the edge if he wants to improve. Mepo has retired, I believe, in the pit lane. So, yeah, look at the traffic in Sector 2 that Christian's about to enter, and Christian is improving after the first sector. Of course, that's a purple Sector 1 for Christian, who's going absolutely horrendously fast right now, and he may be, just maybe, pole position sitter after this qualifying session is done here in Vegas. He's trying to fight Luke with everything he's got. Of course, we can't count out both Luke, Gamer, or Matt, because Luke is also heavily improving on his lap. I just took a notice. So let's first give Christian a chance to improve. He didn't have the best second sector. He wasted a lot of this potential on that lap, so maybe sector 3 is a way for him to go. The final sector is about to be done. What is Christian gonna do? Is he gonna improve anyway or how after getting this provisional pole lap? Across the finish line, and Christian does improve, not too much, but for now it's safe on the pole position. Now what can the rest of the grid do? We're trying to stick with Luke, Gamer, and Matt. Those are the main guys in pole position fight at the moment. Luke was improving after sector 1. Is he gonna improve? Yes, he is. 0.161 faster. Not fast enough for pole position, but just enough for the front row. We're gonna see if our Gamer is also gonna improve. No, our Gamer is not improving for now, but he's still a long way to go. Matt is still in sector 1, so we're gonna have to wait to find out who's gonna be on the pole position, who's gonna be on the front row. Christian for now looks comfortable, and Luke is his main rival as usual in the qualifying session. Tugay is done, P6, and Luke is improving heavily. Yeah, if he can keep up the pace, he will be on pole position, but the final sector is tricky for him. So Luke, onto the final sector of this circuit, around the final corner of the Las Vegas Strip circuit, and he does go on pole position, even better than Christian. Now let's wait for the Red Bull boys to show up on the finish line. Our Gamer, where is he gonna go? He stays. No, he goes P2. Christian loses 2 places, and it's not over yet. It is because Matt is not gonna improve, and I don't think anybody from the bottom can fix their times enough to threaten the boys at the top. So it is Luke GDI, the championship leader, on pole position, with our Gamer on the front row. Christian from pole to P3, Matt stays P4, Denari P5, Nipo, Tugay, Mali, the Mallet Papi, Naiko, and Crystals. This is the top 10 of the qualifying session. The bottom 10 is Vatsais, Fincik, Vinny, Smelto, Basko, Gurla, Papa Dimitriu, Riyad, Yamakovic, Dice, and Makander. What a qualifying session, but we're actually kind of used to these very tight qualifying session in Tier 2 because they always give us emotions down to the final lap, don't you say?
Always, and
session in Tier 2 because they all...
And we expect more.
Somebody just joined the booth, didn't he? Like,
Yep.
I saw that Discord ping, I was like, what the heck? Okay, so... Oh, we actually, yeah, Ocean Chief just noticed that I forgot about that. We're gonna have Dice versus Makander on the first lap. I have no idea who to follow after the beginning of the Grand Prix because we're gonna have both Makander and Dice and then the top guys. So we have to pick who we're gonna follow from the beginning of this Grand Prix. So that is a tough pick, but I think we're gonna stay with the front guys. Anyway, a good qualifying session here in Vegas. Did not disappoint as usual in Tier 2. We can always hope for a good qualifying session here, but is the championship leader Luke, who is on pole position ahead of our Gamer, who's gonna try to battle him into turn 1 with a very small margin, and the championship rival Christian sitting at P3. And you said that the last race yesterday, top 5 didn't finish the race, correct? Or top 3?
The top 5, I think they didn't finish. At least they didn't get points.
So if the Vegas curse is real, then
basically 10 people finished yesterday.
Yes. So if
Out
the
of,
Vegas
of
curse
17.
is real, then Mepo is the fan favorite right now. Yeah, we're gonna have to see who's gonna be on the top, and I don't think we have I don't think we have any American drivers on the grid here in Tier 2. I don't think we have any in SLR, but not in Tier 2, at least from the flags in the lobby. So we don't have any what the hell is a kilometer guys. So we're gonna see who's gonna be best in their Grand Prix, because Las Vegas track so far unexplored for most of the drivers in the league racing, because it's a debut for this track in our league. So I'm curious to see what can these drivers pull off, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have formation lap just like we have yesterday and many other occasions. So
I will ask the chat, did the game improve when I switched the settings to broadcast from when riding on board?
Lepson said Dice is from Vegas. Do you think Dice is from Vegas, or is he just trolling us? Because I have no idea. No idea if Dice is from Vegas. Maybe he is.
Okay, so what's the bet? 2 safety cars or 3?
I'm gonna have to say 2, but I have no idea. It's so random because it could be turn 1 incident in lap 1. So Yeah, we do have a formation lap, and oh my god, I just realized how this starting grid looks like. The guys in the back have it so bad because they have to go through a corner after the lights out, so this is going to be very difficult to start in the bottom 10 in this Grand Prix. So we're going to have to wait to find out which way is this going to go and who's going to have the most of it.
As I said yesterday, by the way, the end of Sector 1 and basically most of the Sector 2 reminds me of Annoying.
Yeah, actually, kind of. Yeah, it kind of does. For me too.
Because it's a sharp right turn and curved left with an S and very, very high speed track, basically. But there's a couple of turns that you wish they weren't there.
I just read the chat, I can see that it goes, Dice is from Vegas, Dice is from Venus, Dice is a genius. I swear to God, if he's gonna win tonight, I'm gonna scream my lungs out saying that line, because this is gonna be amazing, but...
It will be the highlights of the SLR.
I wouldn't give him too much of a chance to win from P19, but the GOAT is doing GOAT things, so maybe he's gonna do it. We have to wait to find out.
So, guys, I'm gonna ride with the front with Luke. Tell me about the sound now that we are riding on board.
Yeah, I mean, onboards are usually loud, so we just have to focus on an outboard as much as possible because the onboards are loud. So
yes, we have some settings.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit less noisy. And they can hear us pretty loud.
Well, we're about to find out because we're heading into the final sector of the formation lap, and we're also almost ready to go green for the first time in Tier 2 here in Vegas in Slipstream League Racing. This is the second race in Vegas for our League Racing. We had Tier 3 yesterday, Tier 1 for tomorrow, so a lot of action packed every single week.
Look at the tires. Look at the tires.
Let me check. We got hard.
Okay, they can't hear me. They can't hear you.
Please no onboards, we can't hear you. Okay, so I would rather listen to the suggestion and just don't use the onboards because it's gonna be pretty bad if they can't hear us. So
yes, but anyway, I was trying to use onboard, you know.
Yeah. Let's try to use onboards as least as possible. So Tunari and Crystals both failed to show up on their standing positions properly. Also Smelto and Gurla. So we have 4 guys not making it properly onto the start, and we have Yamakovic as well. So the lights are going green. And we're racing in the Vegas for the first time in Tier 2 as we go green. Luke makes a good start. Is Gamer going to challenge him into turn 1? I don't think so. Here they come and Gamer sits behind him. A lot of cars making it into turn 1. Very close to each other and they're still fine. Oh my goodness. A tight battle between the AlphaTauri, Red Bulls and Alpines. Meppo gets himself up into P3.
Ooh.
Christian goes down to P6.
We have
and there's a lot of carnage.
Wins.
Christian is fighting side by side with Tugay. Christian actually got hit a bit from Tugay. They're going side by side, a bit of contact, and there goes McLaren in the back of Tugay, but they're still on the track. Still kept it on the track. Tunari goes up into P6. Christian goes down to P7, and he's about to drop even more positions. He's holding on for now, but this is very tough for Christian. We have spinning in the back. That is Gurla in the Ferrari, who got spawned, and he's down to the very bottom. So Gurla is now down to P20, as the championship leader keeps the lead of this race. Our Gamer in second, but look at Meepo. He's trying to get back into P2, ahead of Red Bull driver. That was a great start for Meepo, who was P6, I believe, is now P3, and Vatsice gets himself out of the race. We have a virtual safety car deployed. Yeah, and Dice gets a free 5-second time penalty for colliding with Vatsice, so I believe I know who caused the DNF of his teammate. Pretty sure we all can figure this out. So we have full safety car right now. Look, he was able to keep his lead after the beginning of the lap. I'm trying to see the position swaps after the Grand Prix has started. I can see Meppo has got up 3 places, a great drive from him at the beginning, but the biggest loser of the start was Christian, who dropped 4 places after the race has started. Actually, McKender's even better in this situation because, yeah, he's out of the points, but he gained 9 places after the race starts. So Makander is just doing Makander things. We have some pit stops. We got Nyko coming into the pit stops. We got Finsick coming into the box as well.
For motion, Chief.
Yeah, Vatsai collides with Smelto, and Vatsai spun and took Dice with him. So.
We have full safety car.
Yeah, it is. I just told you. Come on, wake up.
I left it on virtual safety car.
No. We did have a virtual, but it's now full one because there was too much carnage. So we can clear Dice from all allegations. He's innocent as usual. The GOAT doesn't make mistakes. Damien just told you to make Master Volume 1 in the settings, in the audio. So if you
then
got
I
time
won't hear the
game. It doesn't matter. We can see the game. They have to hear us, not the game. We're not here to be talked over by V8 engines or whatever they drive in. I don't know. So it's about us and not about the cars going broom broom. They can hear the cars on their own. They can make their own sounds. They have to hear us scream about Dice going for the win, but still.
The onboard is the effects? No.
He said master volume to turn down to 1, so. Just do it and we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. If it's not gonna be any good, we can always swap it. But for now, let's just try to do that. We're gonna see how this is gonna work out. So, had a couple of pit stops from the guys in the back. The guys who were in the pits went for either hards or mediums. I guess they could try to go to the finish line on those hards, but it's going to be very difficult, so they're going to have to most likely make at least one more stop in this Grand Prix. The top guys all stayed out, and I'm wondering, is Meppo going to gain even more places after the safety car restart, because he had a great start with his Grand Prix and he just keeps going. In the meantime, I have to wonder what happened to Christian, because he just kept dropping places like crazy. He's now already P7, so it's not a good start for the championship rival of Luke.
Is it better now, guys?
Damien says it's so much better, so I guess it is good. In the meantime, Riyad Yamakovic dropped all the way to the back because he's coming into the pit lane, actually. So Riyad in the pits right now. That changes a couple of positions. We got Makander up into points. And we're going to have final lap of safety car. So that's already a first safety car of the race. How many do you predict it's going to be? Like 4? Something about that? What did you say before the Grand Prix?
At least 3.
At least 3. Okay, so we already got 1 down, 2 to go for you. So
yesterday, George said we will have 5 safety cars and we had 4.
Maybe. We also got info that it's Vinny's home track. So Vinny is actually here in his hometown. He is at the moment P17, right above the Dice. So we're gonna see where this is gonna end up after the safety car gets restarted, because we still have 1 more lap to go. We're gonna try to see if Luke can hold his lead after that.
I think Fia is gonna have a lot of work to do today.
Like usually, nothing new. So yeah, we're gonna see.
I'm gonna say Meepo is the most benefited here, because he's on the soft tires and he's under safety car for 2 laps.
I mean, you could say that, but then again, you can argue that those softs are effective right now as the race begins, and the more he spends under the safety car, the worse the tire gets. And when the safety car is going to be restarted, it's going to be like, what, lap 4? About something like that. And those softs will be used much more than they would be, because he doesn't use them to fight, he uses them to stay under the safety car right now.
Normally I would agree with you. Normally I would agree with you, but consider that they are not going top speed right now, and the corners are not that hard to take. It's very slow. So the tire, the degradation is much lower on the tires. So I think he will have an advantage of 2 or 3 laps again, as for the softs. Okay, in case for the softs that the drop-off point is about 8 lap, I think he will go easy about 10, 11 laps with the softs.
Well, we're about to find out because the safety car will be in this lap and Luke is gonna be restarting this Grand Prix as he's already going full throttle, tried to catch the guy sleeping, and he did because Gamer dropped a lot. Now Meepo is gonna have to defend actually from Matt, but he's gonna survive this attack. Christian in the meantime trying to make moves onto Nari, failed to do that for now, has the inside line, a bit slippery for Christian and he's not gonna be successful on this one. In the meantime, yellow flags in the back, Vinny has just got himself all the way down to the bottom in his home Grand Prix. Makender making moves up to P9, and Meppo gets himself up into P2, and Tugay tries to fight for P4, but Matt was able to bring this back. So let's try to stick with the top guys for now, because there's a lot of action right here. Luke is defending P1, Meepo is going up the places, he's trying to fight for the lead right now against Luke, so this is getting interesting with Alpine boys. Putting it all on the line, Smelto gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting corners already, as we're only 4 laps into. Papa Dimitri goes up into P11, Naiko goes P13 now. Couple of position shifts in the midfield. Gurla tries to fight Naiko for P13, as the top guys still stay on the same position, but they're very close to each other. Look at the snake being followed by Luke, and now Meppo is gonna have a long straight as he goes up into P1, is now leading the Grand Prix, and Smelto gets himself out of the race. It's going to be another safety car. For now, we'll keep racing, and I think it's going to be. So Smelto is, no, it's actually out of the race, but not after crashing. He just spun and left. So we're going to keep racing with Meppo as the new Grand Prix leader. He's leading the Grand Prix in that Alpine. Luke is now down to P2.
He's to increase the
he's
gap.
trying to pull away. He's trying to pull away to not give Luke DRS. That's actually not that stupid of an idea, because Luke is on a worse tires, so as the race progresses he's gonna have advantage later on, but for now he has to use everything he's got to pull away from Luke as much as possible. Yellow flags in the back, that was Crystals from Ferrari, who is down to the very bottom after slipping and going off. In the back, another yellow flag, that's Crystals. No, that was this time, who was that? McLaren. That was McLaren and Ferrari, and the wings are flying. That was a collision between the McLaren and somebody else, because Naiko is in the back, so is Crystals. Both Ferrari and Naiko are down to the bottom. There was some wings flying. We have yellow flags. That's another safety car, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we already have technically 3 safety cars, but you could also argue we have 2.
Because
yeah,
the
2 full ones, but there was also a safety.
The virtual turned into safety, so basically it's 1 safety car.
Kind of.
And Crystals doesn't have a front wing.
Yeah, Crystals doesn't have a front wing. There was a collision between him, I believe, and against Naiko, because they both went out at the same time. And you could take a gamble right now, because it's 5 laps into the Grand Prix, 25 on the scoreboard, and if you go for hards now, maybe you can try to extend this stint to the finish line all the way through. So do you think they can go for hards now and try to get this car to the finish line, or do you think it's safe to go for 2 pit stops?
Honestly, I would gamble if I was at Meepo's position, and I would go for mediums.
Mediums?
Yes.
But then you have to go another stop. So, Luke does not.
No, the mediums with this rate. Yeah, he's going for the mediums. Yeah.
Okay. So Luke stays out, Matt stays out, Christian stays out. He's
all the hard runners will stay out. Everybody with the hards will stay out.
Yeah, and the rest comes into the pits. So we're gonna have a lot of position swap. We now have Luke in the lead, Matt P2, Christian P3, Williams boys going P4 and P5 right now. Basco is in P6, Dice is up into P7. What a race for the GOAT.
Okay.
Riyad goes P9,
and we have at P4 Papa Dimitriou all the way up from how many positions he gained? Oh,
you can actually check that on the MFD.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. He gained 13 places, wow.
And 12 places for Dice, guys, come on.
Yeah, 12 positions
your favorite
for Dice.
driver.
Driver of the day confirmed for Dice, there's no even argue about that for sure.
But
so, yeah.
we have 20 more laps to go.
Ah, come on, don't ruin the fun. At this pace, we're gonna have like 3 more safety cars, so...
Yeah, Ocean Shift says 3 out of 5 safety cars now.
Yeah.
Ocean, it's not 3, it's not 3, it's 2.
He's counting the VSC because there was one VSC full
The same
safety car.
VSC turned into safety car, complete safety car.
Yeah, but it's technically a different one because it wasn't full safety car already. It was like VSC and then full SC, so you could technically count it as free. But only 2 full safety cars, and that's what I meant. I don't count virtual safety cars because you can have like 10 of those in the race. So, yeah.
Safety car, full safety cars, you have 5 maximum.
Dice is outperforming multiple tier 1 champs. That's what he does. This is it. That's just GOAT stuff. He just does it. Simple as that. We're gonna have to see if he can finish the race with those conditions. So we're still gonna have one more lap under the safety car, and the runners who didn't came into the pit stops begin from Meppo, who is P10, and now the question is, how fast can Meppo go for the traffic up ahead of him, and how fast can Luke pull away from the rest of the guys, from the rest of the grid?
We saw yesterday that mediums are not performing when they are aware of a little bit. For example, Papadimitriou yesterday was overtaking people with mediums with 6 lap old tires. So I don't know how degradation the track gives you for the mediums, but if you preserve them, you can go all the way to the end right now. I believe we will have another safety car, so medium runners right now from Meppo and after that put the new mediums will have the advantage.
Yeah, if there's going to be a safety car, because we can't be sure about this, we can only speculate. So
I'll buy you a beer if I'm wrong.
Bold prediction.
I'll send you a Greek beer. I'll send you a Greek beer to taste.
Bet.
Okay.
Okay, bet. Send me one if Dice finishes the Grand Prix.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it tonight. He's on fire. P7 all the way through, dominating the circuit. Look at the GOAT making his presence known. Look at the amount of gap between Dice and Basco right now. He's just asserting dominance at this point.
I love the comment of Damien. Dice will cut through the grid like Moses through the Red Sea.
Of course he will. That's what he does. That's his thing. He's just gonna do it. Simple as that. There's not even a shadow of a doubt, because this is what he do.
The safety car is not going in this lap.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well, because I was pretty sure it's gonna be in this lap. Maybe it's gonna be down the straight right now. There could be an info, because I mean, it has to be in this lap. Yeah, there is in this lap.
Oh my god.
And finally, so 7 laps into the Grand Prix, but about 2 to 3 warp of racing. We want to see some action. We want to see if Luke can hold his lead. We want to see how fast can Meppo go for the traffic. We want to see what Dice gonna pull off. Let this guy cook. We're 7 laps into the Grand Prix.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, there goes Luke. There goes Luke. Not wasting too much time. Matt is gonna try to use this down to turn 1. Basco's gaining a lot of places. Look at the Haas driver trying to push through, and he does move up into P5 down to P6 again. A lot of mayhem in the midfield. Look at the fight in the middle of the field. We have a lot of position shifts. Another safety car. Wait, what? What is going on?
What?
Wait a minute. Safety cars on the track. Look at this. I cannot believe it. What's happening? You saw that in this lap, right? It was in this lap.
Yes.
But it was green. It is green. There are no yellow flags. The game just glitched. The game just broke itself. Come on. So now what? This could be a safety car until tomorrow. What are we going to do about this? Because this is not normal situation.
We will see what Luke has to do, because if the game tells him to overtake the safety car, because the safety car doesn't have the lights on.
Yeah, but he's not overtaking it. This is weird. I mean, the safety car...
I think I saw it go in, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but it's on the track. Look at it. It's right there. I can see it. It's still going.
I think the guys are having problem with the Delta right now because of the safety car.
Yeah, most likely, because why would they go so slowly? But then again...
If anyone can talk to Luke, please tell him to slow down and let the safety car form a gap.
Wait, now we have a safety car because Yamakovic is off. Wait, have you seen that? It's bizarre, because there was a communicate that it was... there was some short information, there was a full safety car, but it only blinked for a second, so... I hope it's gonna be in this lap, because if it's not, I have no idea what we're gonna do about this. Do we have to restart the whole race, or just... Because that's not even 50% of the race at this point.
I don't know. You have to talk with Ocean right now. Don't
we
know
have to
what
wait.
rules apply here.
I'm pretty sure if it's gonna be in this lap, we can keep racing. I'm trying to look at the minimap. Is it coming in? I think it is. Look at it.
I think it is in.
Yeah, it is in this lap, but now... What about the restart? Can Luke just go off from here full throttle, or does he have to go to the finish line? That's what I'm wondering. And I just hope it's not gonna... Oh my god, no, look at the minimap. It's coming back. It's coming back. It is in, but now it is back. No, wait, it's standing there. No. It's standing there. Okay, so this is quite good. Yes, we're finally back. Oh my god, what a bizarre situation. And Vinny just dropped so many places because of this. Vinny is actually in the pits. Okay, never mind. So, okay, let's try to get back into this. Luke is still leading the Grand Prix after this bizarre restart.
From Luke over there.
Yeah, but he's still leading comfortably. Matt is trying to pursue him in P2. Let's try to take a look at Meppo, who is now in P8, actually gained 2 places already, trying to gain even more places side by side with Gamer, but he survives this fight. And now Meppo's gonna challenge the GOAT of this track in Vegas here. Dice defending in P7. Meppo is trying to get himself up into his positions, and the Aston Martin driver doesn't have too much of a response for that because the Alpine driver is very quick. Dice is squeezing him, but fair play enough for Meppo to fit onto the track. Now he's gonna have another go. Is he gonna overtake Dice into this corner? Pretty sure he will, though. Is he? Not yet. So Dice is defending for now nicely. Oh, Meppo had to avoid him.
Switchback. Nice switchback from Meppo.
I don't think it was a switchback. That was basically avoiding Dice because he had to avoid him to not hit him. And Gamer's gonna use this situation as well. 3 cars into 1 corner. We know this is not the best for the drivers. Who's gonna come out on top? I'm pretty sure Dice is gonna have a hard time. 4 cars into 1 corner. Let me get some of that. And Gamer is gonna head all the way up ahead of Dice. Is he? Not yet. Oh, he clipped Dice. Dice off the wall, but he's still in this. Dice is defending against Meppo, against Tugay, against Gamer and Tunari. 4, 5 cars into 1 corner coming in. And Dice is still on top of everything. What a race here in Vegas as he's defending from Gamer, Tugay, Makander. Look at the amount of cars piling up behind Dice, and now Meppo's gonna try to overtake him into the inside of that corner. He's not gonna do him quite yet. Dice is still holding on and he's still standing on his own ground. What a drive from Aston Martin driver, trying to defend from basically the whole of the grid except for the guys in the front. And he's still... Oh, he got clipped! No, Dice hits the wall. Tugay is out of the race. Safety car deployed. Dice gets a 5-second time penalty, so does Tunari. Good news for Dice, he's in the race. Bad news, what's left of it. He's out of the front wing. 5-second time penalty. Have you seen what happened? Who caused it? Because I did saw him spinning out and...
He lost it. He lost the rear end.
Oh my god. Christian just got a 5-second time penalty for Delta. But I can't be sure if that was for this safety car, or it was that for something else, because it was a weird penalty. I haven't seen that in a while. But Christian, the championship challenger, is now given a 5-second time penalty, so that is a massive decision in the championship fight. And Dice,
oh my god, what we are watching, guys.
But that action between Dice and like 7 different drivers, that was amazing. But I just knew it's not gonna last forever. I knew eventually somebody's gonna make a mistake, and unfortunately Dice was caught in all of that, and the GOAT is now down to the very bottom.
They raced him too hard.
Yeah, they did race him hard, but this is how it looks like. So, we got Luke coming into the pits, we got Finsick now being the race leader. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be Is it his first time leading the Grand Prix in Tier 2? I can't be sure, but I'm gonna say this is a bold prediction of mine that it is. Gamer stays out, he's still P2, Mali the Mallet Puppies now P3, Gurla P4, Naiko P5, and Luke is gonna come out in P6 on fresh mediums. Larson says that, let me tell you, new tires are so much better, really a terrible feeling when everyone behind you wants to hunt you down. Well, DICE found out about it the hard way. So another safety car deployed. That was already, what, a third one of the full safety cars and the fourth in total. So yeah, that's quite a lot of safety cars. And Finsick is now leading the Grand Prix. So who do you think is now the favorite to win this GP with, of course, we're talking about what tires they're on, how old these tires are. Who do you think is right now looking as a possible race winner?
Had damage, I think. And went for the hards. It's down to P13.
Yeah, but who do you think is going to win this race? Like, we have Finsick in lead right now, but I don't think he's going to survive for long on this position.
With two safety cars in mind that we're going to have, I think we're going to have a couple of safety cars again. I think it's hard to predict.
Yeah, it's pretty hard too. Webson just said this track never again. What do you mean? It's one of the best races we had this season.
He doesn't like it because he lost yesterday. He didn't finish yesterday.
This is one of the best races we had this season in Tier 2. I don't know what you're talking about right now. I mean...
Doesn't matter, we don't drive it, but it's one of the best commentating races.
I mean, to look at it, sure, like, I'm looking at this race and it's absolutely amazing. Like, compare this to Imola.
Can you imagine if this race was with rain?
Oh,
can you imagine this?
That would be too much. That would be absolutely too much.
Carnage, yes.
You realize this could be actually like some kind of record, because we might have a race that's only gonna be like, what, 10 laps of racing? Because how many laps of racing we actually had in this GP so far? Out of those 12 laps, I think 8 were under the safety car.
I have to watch the stream again to count the laps.
I'm pretty sure we had like 4 laps of racing in total, because every safety car is about 4 laps, right? Something about 3 to 4 laps.
I don't think we had DRS enabled yet. So, go figure.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure we didn't, so... yeah. I just hope guys are gonna wrap it up. I just hope guys are gonna wrap it up, because I do have an appointment at 9 PM. I was expecting it to finish under 9 PM, but it's about to be, like, we have half an hour, and we're almost halfway through the race, but on this pace that it is, it's gonna finish way after 9 PM, so I just hope these guys are gonna make it.
I told you not to put your dates next to the Grand Prix. I told you again.
It's not my fault. It doesn't. The decision isn't mine, so I just follow the lead of the guy who made the appointment.
No. Tell him I'm racing. I can't quit the race to come to get you.
They are racing. They are racing.
You say that you are racing. Come on.
Yeah,
you
but
lie about that.
Not in Formula 1, though. Because in Formula 1, we're still waiting for safety car to go off for a 4th time tonight. So, yeah, I hope it's going to be in this lap. Yeah.
And that bug with safety car was something else.
Yeah, I mean... so...
Finsick, stay back from the safety car,
Yeah, Finsick is gonna be restarting.
Somebody let him know, guys, come on.
Come on. Our gamer is in second place. Safety car in this lap. We got it. So,
oof.
I would wish it'd be to the finish line, but of course it's too much to wish for. So let's just hope not more than 1 safety car after this. Let's stay with Finsick. Let's see what is he gonna do. When is he gonna restart? I can see Meppo and McKenna switching places. What are these guys doing under the safety car conditions? Anyway, 12 laps done. Almost the same amount of laps to go. So,
2 more safety
I
cars?
just hope. Oh god, please no. So... Finsick restarting the Grand Prix.
And
he's off. He's not waiting too much. He's not waiting too much of a time. Finsick is off, and Gamer's gonna try to get him into turn 1. No, he does not. In the meantime, battle for P5. Nyko against Luke. Luke gets himself up into P5 ahead of the McLaren driver. Not too much of a fight from him. We got some fight in the midfield as well, but Luke is trying to make another position up on Gurla, trying to get himself up into P4. The championship leader goes to the right side of the Ferrari driver, and he does make an overtake up into P4. So Luke is just making it look so easy as he cuts through the traffic. He's about to challenge Gamer in the second after he's done with Mali. Gamer in the meantime is struggling to get himself ahead of the drivers. Look at this yellow flag in sector 1. Please don't tell me that it's going to be a safety car. That was caused by Basco, who is down to P17. Luke is trying to get himself up ahead of Mali. In the meantime, Gamer is now the leader of this race as he's ahead of Finsick, and we can see Luke is trying to get ahead of Mali. He doesn't even too many options now. He's done him down the inside, clean but very close indeed. And Luke is just making it look so easy, isn't he? Like, he's just going up the places again. Next target is Finsick. In the meantime, Matt gets himself up into P6, and Matt is actually defending from both Nyko and Christian. They're both trying to get ahead of him. Christian is now up to P7 ahead of Nyko, the McLaren driver, as they're both fighting the Red Bull ahead of them. Some overtakes in the back as well. And Mali, in the meantime, gets himself back up into P3 ahead of Luke. Great work from the Alfa Romeo driver, and Christian is now P7 trying to get himself into the pit lane. Yes, he does. Christian goes into the pits to serve the penalty and to get some fresh tires. We can now see that Luke is struggling to both overtake and defend because he does have Mali ahead of him, while behind him there are Matt and Gurla fighting each other, but they're getting closer towards the AlphaTauri driver. In the meantime, our Gamer is building a gap over Finsick. This is almost over 1 second, so Gamer is in a comfortable spot right now. Luke is just in the back of the Alfa Romeo driver, but he still can't get him quite yet. Tunari gets himself up into P10, overtaking Meppo, who is now down to P12. So Tunari is up into points, being followed by Makander, as we're still racing for P3, 4, 5, and 6 with so much close action that we have right now. Well, Gurla just dropped behind, so he's not in the fight right now. Tunari gets himself up into P9 ahead of Makander. Makander is now P10 ahead of Crystals. And Luke is still working on Mali, while Gamer is now way over a second over Finsick, and he looks comfortable right now. He's on a great pace, but is this pace gonna last till the end of the Grand Prix?
Of the tires? You see how much difference the tires have?
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, Luke is gonna have advantage coming in closer to the finish line. Papadimitriou gets dropped to P9 after Tunari goes up into P8, and Meppo is trying to win P10 back away from himself. Crystals goes up into P11. A lot of fight in the midfield we have right now, some overtakes, battling for points, and we have a yellow flag in Sector 1 that was caused by Dice himself, as he's in the wall trying to get back onto the circuit, breaking his front wing, and down to P17 he goes. We have some pit stops from Matt and Gurla, and we have a full safety car because of Dice's shenanigans. Yet another one.
Penalty for Christian.
Oh my god, what is going on in this Grand Prix? So he gets a drive-through penalty. We have Gamer as a race leader, 15 laps in, 10 to go. Finsick is P2 now, Mali P3, Luke P4, then Nyko, Tunari, Papadimitriou, Vini, Basco, Gurla. Those are the top 10. The bottom 10 is Makander, Matt, Meppo, Crystals, Christian, Dice. So you said yesterday 10 drivers made it to the finish line?
Look at the live.
What happened? Oh.
What the?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, the safety car is because of Dice, who crashed in the middle of the Sector 2 and he broke his front wing off. But what is going on in the pit lane? I'm seeing this, yes. Like, how is that? What?
DNF Riyad.
Yeah, DNF Riyad Imakovic, but what in the actual hell just happened in the pit lane? How do we even do?
We are probably the only league that finds so many bugs in the game.
Yeah, probably. But Yeah, but all jokes aside, how are we treating this in terms of race? Because who was stuck in there? Christian? Who was there?
Richard
I think it was Christian.
No, it was Richard, and the car stopped, and
Yeah.
everything stopped.
Yeah, but like 3 drivers stopped from what I can see. I think it was
you can't
Ria.
go through the. You can't go through the car. Come on. You
Yeah,
have to let the game.
Christian's DNF'd. Christian's left the session. I have to wonder what the hell is going on. Because he was... maybe he just gave up.
He crashed on the corner.
No, actually, I was watching him. He didn't crash. He just went off wide and left the game. And you have to wonder, was that on purpose? Or what did he disconnect on... I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, we have some pit stops. And that's gonna bring our gamer to position of the race leader now, with Mali being in P2, Luke in P3, Tnari, then Papadimitriou, Vini, Vasco, Makender, Matt, and Meepo. That's the top 10. Bottom 10 goes for Finsik, Naiko, Gurla, Crystals, and now Dice goes up into P14. This race is just confusing me on every single inch. And we're basically halfway through.
Did the chat show what happened with the pit lane?
Yeah, they
If
most
they
likely
have an
did.
explanation to give.
There is no explanation. Like, how do you explain that?
I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out.
You just can't figure this one out. It's up to EA to figure out. This is not our problem, it's EA's. Oh my god. Okay, it's like what?
Viva Las Vegas!
Yeah, viva. Vamos Vegas. We have like what? 5 DNFs? Yeah, 5 DNFs after 16 laps.
We have 5 more to go, come on.
And it's just going on and on and on. With less than 10 laps to go. This is getting exhausting, isn't it? I mean, the racing in here is phenomenal, but there's just not enough of it.
But Richard did not retire. Did not DNF in the pits. He was going.
I think he did
on
retire
the track.
Yeah, but he was coming in the pits. I think he did retire in the pit lane, and then he blocked those guys.
No, there wasn't any retirement, I think. Because I didn't see it. If there was, I didn't see it.
Larson just said that this bug happens from time to time, that he comes into the pits to retire and then his car blocks everybody else. So, that's not good. Anyway, the championship rival of Luke, Christian, has just retired. And that's gonna put Luke into a very comfortable spot. Safety car goes in this lap, indeed. Green flag.
10 laps to go, guys. 10 laps to go. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it says the safety car is in this lap, but we have to look on the minimap to confirm that he's actually in this lap. So let's not get too hyped right now. Yes, he's coming in.
He's coming
this
in.
Lap. So
don't come out. Please don't come out.
Yeah, please don't come out again. So, Gamer, he's not going to waste any time. He's off, and Mali just slept through. So Luke is now back into P2, isn't he? No, he's not. He's gonna drop position to Mali again. Mali around the outside, but Luke is having way better pace on those mediums as he goes up into P2 again. A lot of overtakes in the midfield. Makender goes up 2 positions, up into P6. A great drive from him as he's trying to attack Papadimitriou for P5. The Mercedes driver gaining place after place after place. Huge improvement from him. Tnari goes up into P3 ahead of Mali, who is dropping places again. Makender is working his way through. Crystals overtakes his teammate in the back. And we have a lot of fight in the midfield and the top, so it's quite hard to keep up. Gamer is pulling away from Luke, at least he's trying to. This is all up in Luke's hands now. Can he keep up with Gamer? Can he overtake him down to the finish line to get that race win for himself? He doesn't really have to. P2 is safe for him right now with Christian out of the race. But he, of course, wants to win. Nobody wants to be second when they have a chance to win the Grand Prix. Makender is trying to work on Mali. Mali makes a mistake. Makender is going to be sure to use that, and he will now go up into P4. And Makender is crazy fast right now. Look at him go. But Mali, he does have something to say about it because he's now going to get the position back, and he's now up into P4 again. So the Alfa Romeo driver is not going to back it off. In the meantime, Tnari is trying to make some moves on Luke. He's going to have to back it up for now. Matt gets himself up into P8. So does Mepo gets himself up into P9. So Vini just dropped 2 positions to the Alpine and the Red Bull driver as they're battling for points. Mepo is trying to bring the position back from Matt. Is he going to do it? I don't think he does. Not enough pace coming into the final corner. So we're still racing. Finsick and Vinny fighting for P10, and Finsick's gonna be bouncing off. In the meantime, Mackander is now up into P4 again. And Luke is just closing the gap on our gamer so much, even without the DRS. So Luke is crazy quick right now, and he's most likely looking as a possible race winner. And I can see that the Red Bull of Matt is having some internet connection issues, as he was basically like teleporting all over the track. But now he's back to good for now. Crystals gets up into P13. Dice is now P12. As Matt's trying to fight yellow flag, sector 1. Vinny is off. And I'm just praying to gods to not bring out another safety car, and I think my prayers are now responded because we don't have a safety car. Vinny is still sliding on the track, but he's back. We're still racing, and our gamer is still leading the Grand Prix, but for how long? Because Luke is just on the back of the Red Bull driver. In the meantime, Tsunari is just on his back as well. Papa Dimitriou makes a move up into P5 ahead of Mali. And Mackander is still in the fight for podium, so this is a fight for the podium/win between Mackander, Tunari, Luke and Gamer. Interesting fight for sure. Matt goes up into P7, and Luke, he's gonna try to get the lead of the Grand Prix back from Gamer. But Gamer defends nicely, squeezing him up the wall, but fair play, enough space for him to survive this one. But now Luke's gonna have a perfect exit from that corner, and up he goes. Into the lead. Luke is again leading the Grand Prix here in Vegas. Gamer's gonna try to win this back around the outside, DRS enabled. Meppo up into P7, and they've touched each other. Tunari and Gamer. Tunari, I believe he made a mistake going too deep into the inside. Clipped Gamer.
That is Gamer's chances of winning. That is Gamer's chances of winning.
That is it. But look at Mackander. Look at Mackander. Look where he was starting, and he's battling for the win. So it's between Luke and Mackander who's gonna win this Grand Prix. Gamer trying to settle for third. Vinny just retired in the pit lane, so that's not gonna threaten our safety car. Mali goes up into P5. Tunari is dropping positions like crazy. He can't keep up the pace as he's going down the places again. He's down to P8 already, so Tunari is struggling to even survive at the points as Haas goes spinning. That was Bosco. I didn't see what happened to him clearly, but he's off. He spun. He's down to P14, so Haas is down to the very bottom right now. We have so many things to keep up. And there was Mali with a huge crash. I believe he came together with Meppo. Of course, it's gonna probably bring out the safety car because he crashed big time on the straight, but it's actually not a safety car. Wow, but that's another DNF. Both Alfa Romeos are now out of the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me. So, we got Luke still leading, trying to build a gap over Mackander. He's actually doing that quite well. Gamer is for now safe in P3. Papa Dimitriou defending P4 from Matt, who is chasing him hard. Meepo is P6. Tunari trying to stay alive in P7, but Finsick is just on his back in P8. Then we get Crystals defending from Dice, who is somehow back into the fight for points. This guy just won't give up. And we now have Tunari coming into the pits. He must have had some kind of damage. That's of course going to be a position up for Dice, who's now up into P9. Tunari's teammate goes up into points. Gurla is going to try to race him for those points, but he's 3 seconds behind. And Mackander is now back racing Luke. He was behind just a bit, but he's now already right behind Luke with 5 laps to go. This is going to be between Mackander and Luke for the win. Gamer is safe in P3. Papa Dimitriou is now defending from Matt, Meepo and Finsick, but for now Matt seems a lot quicker than the Williams driver. He's about to do it. We're gonna see where he's gonna put it. Meepo is P6, but he has to be aware of Finsick getting closer in P7, but he doesn't have to worry too much for now about it. Mackander is still trying to fight for the win against Luke with 6 laps to go. And Luke is still defending good, but how much more can you defend on those straights? That's the question. Mackander does have the DRS, so he should be able to get ahead of Luke when he gets a chance. But the thing is, does he want to overtake him right now, or does he want to follow him to the end? We have overtake. Matt gets himself up into P4, and Meepo goes up into P5. So Papa Dimitriou dropping 2 places. He's now alongside his teammate, as Meepo was trying to make a move on Matt as well, but Matt was defending nicely, but Meepo is not done yet. Ooh. Matt slips a bit, and Meepo is going to use it now to get himself up into P4, very close between the Red Bull and the Alpine driver, but the Alpine goes on top.
Matt doesn't have the DRS, you see, blinking him.
Yeah, Matt is struggling, but Meppo also burned a lot of it, so he's gonna have to worry about that. Both Williams are out of ERS, and Dice making move up into P8 after Crystal's mistake. So does Nico, goes up into P9. Dice is just not a quitter. He just keeps making positions as he's up into P8. Absolutely fantastic.
We have 4 more laps, come on.
Yeah, he still might pick up some big points. Tonari, he's retiring from the session in the pit lane, so the McLaren is out. We are left with 12 drivers on the grid right now in this Grand Prix, but the win is of course only between Luke and Mackander. At this point you have to wonder how much is Luke just defending from Mackander and how much Mackander is holding back to just sit tight behind Luke and just get him down to the finish line. What do you think? Is he just defending nicely or is he just waiting
attack at the last lap, at the last DRS zone? Last lap, last DRS zone. I think he's going for that. Unless he overtakes here now, but I don't see him using DRS.
Yeah, he's saving that quite a while, and he does have a DRS, so if he wanted to, he could have already overtaken him, but he's still sitting behind, so... In the meantime, Nico gets himself up ahead of Dice, and Papa Dimitriou gets himself up ahead of Pinsik, up into P6. We do have still a fight going on between Matt and Meepo, who are fighting for P4. We have a couple of different pair of drivers fighting. We have Crystals against Dice. We have Matt against Meepo and Mackander against Luke. But I think that the Luke against Mackander is now safe to left for the final lap. We can now focus on some different fights. We do have... actually you do have a fight between Mackander and Luke. I was wrong on that because Mackander is done waiting. He was trying to get ahead of Luke. He did for a while, but he's now back into second place. And we're going to have to wait to see if he's going to try to bring this position back again from Luke, trying to go wider, not enough pace. In the meantime, Finsik gets himself ahead. Papa Dimitriou, who does go off, he was spun sideways, so the Williams driver does go down to P10. This is going to bring up a couple of positions for other drivers. Dice goes up into P8, so he's still in some major points for himself. And we got 4 laps to go. Luke is defending from Mackander again. Mackander trying to win this Grand Prix from... Was he last? Actually, I do have to check that, because if he was last and he's gonna go last to first, this is gonna be huge, actually. Let me just check that real quick. 18 positions gained, being P2, so he was starting last, right?
Yes, P20.
Oh my god, so yeah, if Mackander's gonna win it from P20, that's gonna be absolutely nuts. But yeah,
so
nice squeeze. Nice squeeze between those guys. And we have some overtakes in the midfield. Dice gets himself up into P7 ahead of Nico. So that was a good job for him. We're gonna see. Mackander is now back into the lead ahead of Luke with 3 laps to go. And you have to wonder, is Luke going to be able to make a counter-attack? He does have a bit less ERS. Let's take a look at the tire differences between those guys onto who's on a better compound. Mackander has way more fresh tires, so this is obviously Mackander's race to win, unless Luke can pull out something out of nothing. I mean, he does have a DRS, but this is DRS going to be enough? I don't think so. Mackander is now trying to make himself a gap over Luke by...
Mackander will create a gap in the solo sector.
Yeah, obviously, because he's now pulling away. Look at the differences. It's already over 1 second, so if Luke is not going to have a DRS, I don't think he's going to have a chance to win this Grand Prix. He has to fight with everything he's got to survive in this DRS zone. Papa Dimitriou spins. He's now down to P12. I think he also has some damage, so... a shame for him. Mackander, who is still leading the Grand Prix with a couple of laps to go. Luke behind him actually does decrease the gap a lot. He burned a lot of energy for that, but not as much as you think, because Mackander did burn a lot as well. And he does go up into lead again. So this is going to be a race to the finish line for the win. In the meantime, Matt gets himself up ahead of Gamer, his teammates. So I don't think there was too much fight going on, because the Red Bull boys has to focus on getting that podium, because Meppo is right behind them and he's not gonna quit it. He was having a wonderful race and he's not gonna let them ruin it, so he's still in the game for the podium technically. Our Gamer on way older tires, so they're gonna have to work together. Gamer would have to defend a lot from Meepo to allow Matt to pull away. 2 laps to go. Luke is still the leader of the Grand Prix. But you have to wonder if he's gonna survive in this position. Dice gets himself up in the P7 in the meantime. With 2 laps to go, we are still racing for the win here in Vegas. Nico gets himself back into P7. Our gamer, Makander, is trying to get back into the lead ahead of Luke, but he's gonna sit behind him for now. Dice gets himself back up into P7 again, so it's quite a nice battle between Dice and Nico. But we want to try to stay with the leaders because 2 laps to go. They're about to enter the final lap in the moment, so this is gonna be interesting to see who's gonna win this race. Papa Dimitri goes into the pits to fix his damage, and Makander 60% ERS. Luke 50%. Makander will now have a DRS in this lap. Luke might possibly have in the next lap. It's about who's gonna play it better. So, as we're coming into the final sector of lap 24, out of 25 of the first ever Grand Prix in Vegas, in Tier 2 in Slipstream League Racing. So, who's gonna win this Grand Prix? Makander or Luke? As we're heading in for the final straight of lap 24. Makander, he should be overtaking Luke any moment now. He will have the DRS in a minute. He will have a lot of battery to spare. So the final lap is on. It's between Makander and Luke for the win. It's between Meppo, Gamer, and Matt for the podium. 2 different fights we're going to have to stick with. So for now, Makander is going to have to get closer to Luke to overtake him. Meepo is on the back of Gamer, but Gamer is defending nicely to allow his teammate Matt to pull away. If he's not going to make a mistake, he's going to allow his teammate to grab a safe podium. While Makander have a DRS, is it going to be enough to get ahead of Luke? Is it not? It is not. So Luke might actually hold on. Makander with 60% ERS. He's of course on a better tire situation, but is it going to be enough to get ahead of Luke? Luke is still defending quite nice as they're almost done with Sector 1, and Makander, 70% of battery. You should already burn this down, my friend, because you have less than half a lap to the finish line, and you're still in P2 if you want to win this Grand Prix, of course. Maybe he doesn't, but I'm pretty sure he does want to win this race. So Makander is going to have to work harder than that. Luke is still leading as we enter Sector 2. Makander is going to have a nice opportunity now as he's burning the battery, sitting in the slipstream of the championship leader. Gets the DRS wide open. Can Luke still survive this? Yes, he does. Luke is burning the whole of the battery that he's got left, and he's going to be ahead of Makander at the end of this long straight. He might be. Makander is going to move to the right. Yes, he does go to the outside. It's not going to be enough, is it? Surely. Very close, but Makander goes up into the lead. Luke is trying to win this back. Makander slips a bit. This is going to be a drag race to the finish line. Luke is into the lead now. Is he going to do it? I guess he will. Luke GDI survives Makander and he wins in Vegas. Beautiful fight to the finish line. Meepo did get ahead of our Matt, but our gamer is on the podium. Meepo P4, Matt P5, Finsick P6. Dice is gonna have to race to the finish line for P7, but he does bring it home. Nico P8, Crystals P9, Gurla P10, Basco P11, and P12 Papa Dimitriou. Wow. So, we're done with the Vegas Grand Prix for now, and I would like you to take over the interview section if we have any, because I'm about to get going once we're done with the race itself. We're waiting for Papa Dimitri to cross the line, but the results are already in. We know who's gonna finish in which position. So, great race to the finish line. Vegas, if it wasn't for like 5 safety cars, would be probably one of the best years we had this season. I mean, definitely still had some great moments despite the safety car, like the finish.
But not the driver of the day, though.
Yeah, I mean, Makander, obviously, like from 20 to almost winning the race. Like, you have to give credit for Luke, of course, for his great strategy and genius Alonso-style driving, but Makander, what a drive from him. So, yeah, if you do have any sort of interview for tonight, you can just go ahead and do that. And if you don't, you might just sum up the stream for us, because I actually do have to get going quite early tonight. So thank you for your time spent with us. The rest of the stream will be done by our lovely babulas, and I hope to see you guys next week for Tier 2. So thank you, my friend, and thank you, everybody. See you next time.
He left, and we are waiting for... You're leaving now, so...
Yep, bye-bye.
And we are waiting for someone for an interview. Who wants to be they want to be interviewed. So we have Luke, Bakender, R Gamer, Mipo, Matt, Finsick, Dice, Naiko, Christas and Gurla, Top 10 and Vasco Papadimitriou, the two remaining drivers that finished the race, and we have Tonari, Mali, Vini, Christian, Richard, Tuts, Smelto, Vessels that didn't finish their race. So, any driver wants to join the interview channel? Just waiting. I don't think we are going to have anybody. So, with that in mind, tomorrow we are having the creme de la creme of the championship, the first division, and we are gonna have a lot of cards there too. A little less, I think, because they are more experienced drivers, and there's gonna be a championship decider, I think, because if things goes well, we will see the top competitors racing each other. So, I don't think anybody is going to join us. So, get ready for tomorrow. 7:30 CET, and follow us in the Twitch, YouTube, and join our Discord for more information about racing in the league. And that is this for today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you all for watching.